Okay, Kim, you're going to give me back the host?
Yes, just a moment. Thank you. Because usually what we're told is we need to push the live stream like 3 to 2 minutes prior for it to be to be on live. So I need to push it like 57. So I already done that, and I'll make you a host now.
Okay.
Okay. And can you please make me a co-host? I forgot that I need to make myself a co-host too.
I'll start recording now as well then.
Thank you.
Don't forget. Well, I'm sure you would remind me, or you would do it. Do you want me to make you co-host now?
Yes, please. And regarding the recording, you can just pause it and I'll play it for you later.
Okay.
I'll start it for you later.
Okay, I've made you co-host. There we are.
Thank you.
Thank you. They seem to have it bad in India at the moment with the coronavirus. Huh?
Oh, it's what I've been hearing in the news is India, actually.
Oh, it's India, yes. Yeah, what did I say?
I'm not sure, but
like
a whole village was affected, and then it's congested like on the neighboring town. So it's 300,000 cases.
Yeah.
Okay, good to go.
Okay, thanks, Kim. All right. Hello, who's behind the iPad? Hello, iPad.
There's something about Brady in there.
Phyllis, hello. Welcome. There we are. Okay. That's great. Nice to see you again, Phyllis. Yeah. And hello to Yvonne.
Hi, Mikey.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Yes. Well. Okay, we're just waiting for a few more people, possibly, and then we'll go on. So that's great. And yeah, so Phyllis, what brings you to a LinkedIn class? Okay. You can press down your space bar, and that will also unmute your mic, Phyllis. Or you can press it on your screen.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Yes, Yvonne, please do.
I am a LinkedIn member, but I'm not sure how to use the account.
Okay, that's good. Well, that's great. Thanks for sharing that, because that's what we'll cover. And you can keep your microphone on, and then you can just ask me questions as we go along, because this is an introduction to LinkedIn. So we cover sort of an overview of everything, but I'm very happy to answer more detailed questions if you have them. All right.
Thank you.
That's great. So, and Phyllis, can you hear me yet? Okay. Do you want to tell me why you're here? Okay. Kim, maybe you can help. Okay. Phyllis, if you're having difficulty with your microphone, just ask Kim. She's our support person here at the moment, and she'll make contact with you probably through the chat and help you with that. Okay. And we've got Thomas. Good morning. Hello. Good evening.
Hi. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, I keep forgetting you're in the evening. Okay.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I've just woken up. Yeah. So anyway, welcome. What brings you, Thomas, to this LinkedIn class?
I have a website, and so I'm trying to use more of the social media apps that I don't use, and LinkedIn is one of them. Right.
Okay. Are you in business? Are you marketing?
Yeah, I have a tennis website. It's an instructional website.
Okay.
And we've just, gotten most of everything on it. So I'm just marketing it now. So it's in very beginning stages.
Right. Okay. So you've obviously got a tennis background, have you?
Yeah, I do. Long time.
Okay. So I'd know you if I was in North America, would I? Okay. Have you been to the Olympics?
I have not.
Okay.
Always wanted to go, but yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that, Thomas, and keep your mic on, and let's keep sharing so that you can ask questions, particularly when we hit something that you're not familiar with, and just ask the question. Okay. So, hello, Barbara. How are you? I can't hear you. You'll have to put your microphone off, Barbara.
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Yes, that's great. Nice to have you on board. What brings you here, Barbara?
Well, I want to just see a little more about LinkedIn. I'm retired, and every time someone is always telling me to join them, but I just want to learn a little more about it, even Facebook, to see if this is something I want to do, use.
Right. Would you have a reason to use it? Do you want to have a second?
No, I don't believe. That's why I'm looking at it, the class. I don't think so. I've had people to tell me to join, but I'm retired now, so I don't really. It mostly was when I was working management, and so they would link in. I joined it then, but I don't even remember my password or anything.
Right. But you might decide on another 30-year career ahead of you. After your retirement. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I mean, I'm well into my 70s, and I'm looking forward to another 30-year career. Okay.
Okay. That's a possibility. Yes.
Okay, no, fine. Thanks for sharing, Barbara. And RG Duval, hello. Are you there? Welcome. RG.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Are you well?
Yes, thank you for asking.
Yes, and what brings you, RG, to this class?
Well, actually, I'm just here to get instructions on how to connect in search of a job.
Okay, great place to go. Great place to go if you're looking for a job. Okay, really is. Okay, and so Phyllis, have you managed your microphone yet or not yet? Yeah. Can you turn your microphone? I'm not sure if there we are. Yeah. So what brings you here, Phyllis?
Oh no, pay.
Do you want me to turn it on or what?
Okay. Kim, can you?
Yes, I'm actually, Michael, I reached out to Phyllis, and she said she'll be listening because there's a huge background noise because her TV is turned on. So he'll be listening to you, but if ever he'll turn the mic on, it might be a problem. So yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll be with her on the chats if ever she has questions.
No, that's great. Okay. I would just like to know what brings her to the class so that I can incorporate that into the class as well, you see. So that, but anyway, you can just let me know when you do know. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share some slides first for the beginners who don't know LinkedIn. And then I'm going to go live onto LinkedIn, and we'll work our way all around LinkedIn, and hopefully to satisfy the curiosity of every one of you in the class. But I can only do that if you do participate and ask me questions, and we can move through. Okay, so feel free to do that. So, okay, so I'm going to just share my screen, and let's go to, there we are. Can you all see my introduction to LinkedIn screen? Just say yes. Okay. Because I can't see you nodding or anything at the moment.
Yes.
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 Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay. So as is customary, I introduce myself. My name is Michael Plumstead, and I'm from Perth, Western Australia. And it's just gone 8 a.m. in the morning. Okay. And I guess most of you are about the same time, but in the evening. And I'm on the 29th of April. I guess you're on the 28th of April. So the world goes round. I've been in business most of my life. I've published a book. I've been a researcher. I blog and love training, and particularly historically do a lot of mentoring for business owners. And so that's sort of roughly my background. I enjoy gardening and growing microgreens and things like that. And I love being a part of Get Set Up and training. So the agenda broadly, because this is an introduction to LinkedIn, we're going to go over the basics and understand, why you would use LinkedIn, and definitely for finding a job, a good place to go. And if you want to start getting some interest, maybe in getting people to come and train with you, and maybe with tennis, and but we'll see. Let's have a look at it, and we'll talk through. The important part is that we're going to look at the profile, because your profile is really key when you're on LinkedIn. All right. And don't forget, you can ask for a recording of this if you missed something, or you were taking some notes and you missed something. Please just ask for a recording. You just go to help at, but I will send you an email afterwards, so you'll get the address in there. And you can also ask Kim. Kim, by the way, is our assistant in this class. She will also be taking in command. She's a co-host, and where there's background noise, she will arrange to have it turned off. So yeah, Kim, welcome to the class. It's great to have you here with us.
Hi, everyone. I'll be on chats.
Okay, there we are. Okay, thanks very much. All right, so LinkedIn is a professional networking site, as you can see on the screen. It helps people make business connections, all right, and to share their business experiences, to get other people's experiences. When I wanted to publish my book, I came onto LinkedIn, and I linked up with people who had already published books and were publishing them as a profession, in fact. And I got information from them, and we shared. They were very willing to help me, publish my first book then. So it's a top professional working site, and but the recruiters around the world, just about all of them, okay, use LinkedIn to find people. And of course, as you probably know, it's owned by Microsoft. And so, I've got a sort of a background of LinkedIn. You understand why you would use it, but maybe as we move on, you will find more reasons to use it other than what I've. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go live on to my own LinkedIn account. And I'm going to, first of all, start with the home section. Every social media has a home section. I actually don't like to call LinkedIn a social media. It is. It does define and is classified as one, but it's so much more than that, okay? Because it's dealing specifically with people in business and people wanting to get into business and people looking for a job. Okay, so when you open an account, and all you do is go to linkedin.com, and you'll be prompted to open an account if you don't already have an account. So please feel free to go there and have a look and put in your information. I'm going to go to the profile in a minute, but I want to just show you this home page. So what happens, like any home page on any device, if you scroll down, excuse me, you will find posts of people that you are connected to, that you are following. And I'll show you in due course in the class how to follow people. And so you can move down and you can look at something that you like. You will find there'll always be something promoted. That is now a paid advert, okay, if you're going to advertise on LinkedIn. And you know, you'd need to take maybe a business professional LinkedIn course or an advanced LinkedIn course to learn more about how to, and you pay for a professional course. This one that I'm showing you now is a free LinkedIn. It's very adequate for average use, okay? But if you want to use it for professional use, you just get more functionality with the professional, and it does cost. It's not inexpensive. And so, you know, you just page down and you stop with something, and you know, you think, well, what's this one all about? Okay. And you have various options. One of the things when you're on your home page, you can put your cursor over the name of the person or the company. In this case, it's a person. And this person you can see on the left is helping professionals and entrepreneurs get more without unnecessary compromises. Okay, so if one wants to, you can click on him, and now what happens, you get taken to his profile page. Okay, as we're going to talk about yours in a minute, you need to really pay a lot of attention to the profile page, because everybody who's slightly interested in you is going to go to your profile page. And so your profile has got to be like a resume or a CV. It's got to be accurate. It's got to be to the point. It's got to be professional. It's got to be attractive, because people are going to look. Some of them will just look quickly and make a decision, follow you, ask to be a connection with you, or, you know, just ignore you. So it's very important, Thomas, if you're starting out for the first time, is to link up with a really good profile page. Okay. And I wanted, at this stage, you'll see, you'll be confronted with this number behind a name as you work right through LinkedIn. Okay. And what this says, there's a first degree, there's a second degree, and a third degree, or there's nothing behind the name. Okay. Now, a first degree means that you have asked to connect with this person, and that person has agreed. Okay. He is then your first connection. So you will see that one ST there is you to, he might have asked you and you agreed to connect. Okay. But it's a two-way connection. And now, so it's the first degree, that's it. Now, the second degree that you get, if that becomes a 2 when you look at the name, the second means every one of your connections and every one of, let's say, Ellen's here in the pictures connections, they automatically become both of your second connections. Okay, so you haven't actually connected with them. And then the same with, it goes down to the third degree, The third, if you see 3 there, the third degree is the connections of the connections, okay, of the second connections. So yes, you connect with somebody, that's first connection. And then the people they've already connected with become your second. And those people become their connections become your third. And you can make any one of those 2 a third, if you so desire, a first connection by inviting them. But that's what it is there, first, second, third. So the second and third, you actually have no particular relationship with, other than they connected to somebody that is connected to you, and there may be an interest in the similar sort of interest in business, for example. Okay, let me just stop there. Do you understand what the first, second, and third degree is? You don't necessarily have to understand. It's not going to affect your working with them, but it's. I'm sure you would ask the question once you start working. So, are there any questions? Okay, so when you're looking at somebody's profile, you will see, besides what I've already explained, a little brief overview what he does, like a one-liner, okay? And that comes underneath his name. And you need to give that serious thought when you're going in there. What do you want? Why are you on LinkedIn? You know, that you've got to ask that famous question, why? And give yourself an answer. And if you're happy with your own answer, then you would write it down there, why, okay? And so there's various information in a profile. People structure it differently. You can structure your profile as you want to. And also, if you have a paid account, you have more functionality with your profile as well. So you page down and you start looking. Now, the most important aspect in a person's profile is the about. So you click see more, and there we are. It's like a full-on resume. You don't leave out anything. You've got to be authentic, be truthful don't try and bolster something and pretend that you are what you're not, because it just will not work out and it'll catch up with you. So the about is important. But anyway, I don't want to go exploring his thing. I want to just go back to the home page, and I want to show you where this is okay, this is my home page. Now, to get to your profile, there are 2 ways. You can see part of your profile when you're on LinkedIn will be here on the left. That's me, okay? And you can also, click on that little drop-down arrow as well. Whoops, I've gone in. Okay. And you will see there your profile picture. You can also click on there and you can view your profile from there. Okay, so that takes you, now you're looking at another profile, which happens to be mine. But I want to show you, because it's an overview and introduction, the banner at the back is very important in LinkedIn. It's far less important in any of the other social medias, but in LinkedIn, it's important because it needs to sort of resonate with why you are on LinkedIn. So in this case, when I put this up, I was suffering immensely with painful legs. I couldn't walk, and I was in a wheelchair for a short time. And then I made up my mind I was going to find natural ways out of that process. And so I started recording everything that I was doing. I was also, in business at that stage. And so that's why you see all the walking legs and people walking, is I was sharing my health life journey, and I was writing books and ebooks about it as well. And my function was writing ebooks for other people, as you can see underneath my name, ebook researcher and content writer. And I would also ghostwrite ebooks for people. So, so it all ticked in. So I had my ebook that I would give away for free as an example, and then I would write ebooks for other people. So that was that reason. So when you go onto your own profile, LinkedIn recognizes it's you, and you can just click any aspect. There's a little pen up here, and it'll take you to changing your particular picture. Okay, so you would upload a picture from your computer, do a little editing, and then you would click, apply that particular to your banner behind you. And the same goes with your profile picture. You need to very seriously, I mean, you can have the most attractive picture of yourself, but it needs to be current. Okay, you need to have your hair brushed and looking good, because that picture is going to resonate with people as well, and they want to see exactly who you are. Are you a kid? Are you not a kid? So they look and they make assumptions. Remember, you could be looking for a job, and that picture is going to be important. Okay, but also, people come on and they want to maybe work with people their own age. And so at a quick glance, they can make an assumption of that. But again, there's the little pen. You can click on that and you'll be able to change your profile picture, everything that's written underneath here. And you can do that many times in a month. This is LinkedIn telling you, why don't you strengthen your profile and update your headline? And they're quite right, because I don't do that anymore. But I'm leaving it there as an example to show in my class. And then I told you, this is the most important aspect, is the about. You really need to think about it and look at a lot of other people's abouts. Okay, it's about you and your background, but what you do now, and why you're doing it now, and why they should think about you when they're doing it, perhaps. Okay, it should be here too, but don't leave out, how you got here and what your qualification is, if you've got any. It might be work experience in a certain area. Do it, work it. If you won awards and so on, put it in here. Just talk a bit louder. Sorry, close to your mic. Who was talking there? Okay, all right. Let me go back. I'm not sure. All right. So we were on to the about, and so and then finally, you sort of read other people's. I think rather than and there are people that also teach you how to do this about on LinkedIn. Okay, yes, they'll charge you, but it really would be worth it if you are unsure how to move forward. So the final paragraph then wraps it up. Michael is now focusing on the way forward for business during the next decade with its changing economy. Michael now researches and writes ebook content that becomes the foundation stone for the new marketing mix, which includes audio, ebooks, and podcasts. I don't do this anymore, so I'm not advertising myself. Okay, Michael knows that the niche ebook is the first step in rebooting a company and taking it to new heights. And I still believe that. Okay, so if you're now coming onto LinkedIn, you want to promote yourself in order to get customers. Okay, start with a really good free ebook. Okay. Where it sort of tells them without selling. It mustn't be a selling ebook. It must be, let's say, sorry, Thomas, but the benefits of having a coach teaching tennis. And you wouldn't promote yourself. You would promote the benefits. You would promote why a tennis player, in order to get the next level, needs to have a coach. Okay, and they'll put the rest together. But it's about not a sales somewhere there to put adverts in about yourself and your job. Okay. So that's any questions about the about, because it's really important. Okay. And you put your successes in there as well. Okay, then you can feature whatever you want to feature. And because I was focusing on painful legs and how to remedy them, these are my articles that I wrote. And we'll talk a moment about articles because it's important. The article will be on your website. Even if you just started your website, it can be on your website. And then you can also publish it on LinkedIn, or you can bring the link to LinkedIn. Okay, and link here, do a post, a little short blog of maybe a few hundred words, and then a link to your website. And then if people want to read that, they click on the link and they get taken to your website. So that comes in handy if you focus in on your website as a sort of hub of your activity in business. Okay, and so and you decide what you're going to feature here, and yeah, the articles. Let's just talk a little bit about those articles. The articles are sort of important aspects. Let's arguments. I'm sorry, Thomas, but it's the only one I can take is you at the moment. You might talk about what type of tennis racket is really appropriate. Okay, and if you're a kid, what sort of tennis racket? And if you're a professional tennis player now looking for a coach, you might have a whole article on different tennis rackets and so on. You don't sell tennis rackets, okay, but it's around what you want to do. You want to coach the people, okay. So now you make yourself known as the knowledgeable person in your industry, okay. So you might talk about tennis shoes, or whatever you call them in North America, okay, and so as you can see with mine, it's all about the legs. It was never about the ebooks, okay, and but it brought people's attention to me because everyone that clicked on this from LinkedIn was either in business or working for a company in business, and they would then communicate, hey, this is an ebook writer, we need an ebook. And but never were any of these articles about ebook writing. Although I did write an ebook, having said that, I wrote an ebook about ebooks, okay, and I gave that away for free. So that sort of told you why ebooks was important in more business, why you needed to write an ebook, okay, because it now brings your product down and you're going to give that away. All the benefits of your particular product could be in your ebook. It's not an advert, it's giving people information that they need, okay. So that's why you in LinkedIn, you never come to just advertise your product and try and sell. People turn off, they won't want to follow you, and there's no value in that, okay. And even when you get paid adverts on LinkedIn, they need to be, giving some value. It needs to be subtle because they're still linked to you, okay. So yeah, then as you go down your own profile, LinkedIn will tell you how many people looked at your dashboard. And if you are on a paid version of LinkedIn, it'll tell you actually who looked at your dashboard. So now you have people, because you need to build a relationship with people on LinkedIn, okay. And you need to be giving them, they're following you or linking with you because they want the content that you are sharing with all your followers, okay. So you need to be sharing, not adverts. You need to be sharing content on LinkedIn. Very, very important, okay. And then, if they look, we're still looking at the profile, your experience over, a period of time, like a resume, a CV. I don't know in America what you call it, but, we call it a CV where I come from. And
Can I ask a question? It's Yvonne.
Sure. Hello, Yvonne. Yeah.
What do you mean by content?
Okay, really good question. Thank you very much, Yvonne. Content is information, full stop. It's information. It's information about what you are an expert in or going to be perceived as an expert. So Yvonne, let me use an example. What's your background? I mean, what have you been selling, or what type of company you've been working for?
I belong to a network marketing company.
Okay, so okay, that's fine. So are you, with the network marketing, are you selling cosmetics or supplements or?
You know what it is. It's in Australia. It's called isogenics.
Isogenics, okay.
Yeah. It's a nutritional food.
It's a new type of food, is it?
Nutritional food.
Nutritional food, okay. So now what you would do is research and research and research about nutritional food, okay, without selling your company, without selling your product. Give them value. You know, talk about your microbiome in your stomach that really absorbs good food. And you might take supplements and it won't absorb it. So what do you got to do to make your microbiome healthy? And if your microbiome is healthy, your immune system is healthy. So you talk about your immune system. That's complex. Okay. Does it make sense, Yvonne?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Okay, pleasure. Any other questions? Okay, so we move down and yeah, you put your education in, which college you went to, if you went to, any licenses and certifications, and also this day and age, 2021, any volunteering thing you are doing, you know, if you're working for the community or working for a charity, put it in, because people are interested in those things now, okay? And that's why I put in, I used to be a lifeline trainer. I used to train lifeliners. And so, you know, those things are important. And endorsements are important too. Get endorsements from the people that know you, that maybe have used your, I didn't know you is good enough. It doesn't have to be somebody that's used your product or something like that. So again, this is what people will come and look at, have a look and see what they're endorsing, because they're endorsing skills, okay? And LinkedIn help you do that, okay? They'll help you with a sort of sample email that you will send to people and where you know my skills.
Would this be creating curiosity?
Sorry, I just got all I got was curiosity out of it.
I said, would one have to create curiosity?
In what sort of way? What context are you looking at?
In writing your background information.
Yeah, that would be a good strategy. Yeah, it would be. But be careful that it's going to be on the verge of wanting to try and promote your product. Okay.
True. Yeah.
You don't want to do that. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. So endorsements on your product. Let's say your good, healthy food products. Then get endorsements of people who've used them and so on. Okay. And then yeah, there are people who give you recommendations. You need to find recommendations for LinkedIn as well. So you would put them down. You can see now recommendations come from people who have now used your service or your product, okay? And they say something about you. And people looking at your profile will want to know about you, okay? You know, I look with fondness on the names of the people who historically over the years have given me yeah, sort of like a miniature testimonial, if you like. But so anyway, you go down and you even end off with your interests and so forth. And so the most important aspect is the about at the top, definitely. Recommendations, you need recommendations. If you want a recommendation, people are going to look and say, okay, well, he's not there yet. Okay? He's not successful yet. Okay? So yeah, the education becomes fine and all that stuff, because you are who you are and you put in the truth down there. So that can't be changed. And so also under your profile, just it's not for the necessary for the public. Your own activity, you can see that I have sort of 1,900 followers on LinkedIn. And yeah, so I don't want to go into the tiny detail because this is an introduction and overview. But if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn and ask me more questions as well about the detail, you're welcome to do that. So that's your profile, all right? How to change your picture, your background, and write a one-liner about yourself. Write a really good about yourself as well, and get your recommendations as well. All right, I want to show you the rest of LinkedIn. So is there any questions about your profile that you would like to ask me? Okay, all right, so I'm going to take you through, if we go back to this little house on the prairie at the top of the picture, your home page, your activity page, and you go to the right of it. It says My Network, okay? So if you click on that, it is what it is, okay? It's your network, excuse me. And so it's everybody who is in your network, the number of connections. You can click on any one of these and you'll then get to see all your connections and your teammates, perhaps people who work in the same company as you, and the people you follow. Okay, important, and I'll show you about that in a minute. Now you can see when I click on My Network, I've got invitations. There's the one. People have invited me to connect. So I've got various people. Somebody accepted, Sonia accepted my invitation to connect. Now what LinkedIn does is says, well, now you asked Sonia to connect. She has connected. Now send her a message. Okay. This is about personal relationships in business. Okay. And unless you are prepared to take the time day in and day out of replying to messages that come in, on sending messages to people you want to build a relationship, ask them a question, maybe give them some content if you know that they are, even as a hobby, perhaps are using your tennis rackets or whatever. Okay, so but you need to communicate, and in that communication, you do not sell. Okay, it's about building a relationship. So finding out about them, finding out about as much as they're prepared to talk to you about. And if they keep answering you with one-word answers, those are just like defaults from LinkedIn, and you're going to find it difficult. And you might have to decide, well, I can't build a relationship with this person. But the best way to build a relationship is to talk about them. Okay, so you go to their profile and you see they went to a school that you're aware of, and you say, I see you went to the school, and I know friends I have got in that school, and so on. Was it an enjoyable time? You end with a question that they can answer. And so anyway, now I'm getting into a lot of detail, but it's what you need to do when you take up an account. You start building relationships. So the worst thing that can happen, Yvonne, is if you now send a message and say, I'm an affiliate marketer and I'm selling these amazing health products, okay, they're going to ignore you. Okay, so what if you're doing that? Okay, rather say, I've just written an article about the immune system, okay, and new discoveries in science about really what stimulates the immune system. And so now that would interest me immediately, because I'm really serious about health. Okay, and so you take that sort of approach. Do you understand that it's not about sending a message about your product or a link to your website where you're selling the product? There must be a benefit in the conversation in that particular message. All right, I'm overplaying that part, but I hope I've made it. Now, underneath that one, there are 3 people who have sent me a link, okay? So now what you would do, it tells them a life facilitator at MR Brock, okay? And I don't know, let me just click on this leave, which you would do if you get an invitation, okay? And immediately see, he hasn't put a background. That's a default LinkedIn background, okay? So he hasn't put a banner behind him. He's on my 2nd degree. I told you about the degree. And I look down I mean, highlights, I'm looking for his about. He hasn't taken the trouble to write an about. And I think, no, thank you very much. You know, this guy just wants to get as many people as he can in order to maybe, you know, sell his service. So I'm going to click ignore, not accept. So I click ignore, and then I've ignored his, he just won't get an answer from me, okay? And I can go back to my network, and he's no longer under invitations, okay? So I would do that with each one of these. I'm not going to do them all in the class now, we don't have time, but I wanted to show you. But if I wanted to accept, if I immediately knew, which I don't know either of these 2, I would quickly accept, okay? But now let's go down the My Network page. Immediately, the artificial intelligence in LinkedIn, which is very powerful, is making suggestion. And there are online events for you, okay? So LinkedIn is suggesting that you go and you can view any one of these online events just by clicking view, and you know, you can see the types of things. And then it's also suggesting people you may know, and you can now click on their picture and go and see their profile, or if you know them immediately, you can just hit connect, okay? So say that I did know this, and I clicked connect, and there it says it's pending. It's now sent an invitation to this lady saying, I have requested, and it would come up under her My Network, okay? And so you would wait for her reply. And if you don't get a reply, she's ignored you, okay? And that's fine. You can't keep going. But you can withdraw by clicking again on pending. You can withdraw your invitation, okay? And you can see it now says withdrawn. Okay, so this is where you'll be finding people to follow, finding people to link up with, going to look at their profiles, read them about them, okay? And okay, so this is really becomes a good place to start off with, looking to build your network. But be authentic. Try and connect with people that you can add value to, and they can add value to you. Okay? So be aware of it. Then next to My Network is jobs. Now, if you are looking for a job, or you're just going to be available, maybe you're working, you've got a career, but you would like to keep your eyes and ears open in the marketplace, you then tell LinkedIn under this banner that you are now you know, on the marketplace for offers, okay? So you can click there, and it'll bring up questions. It'll ask you a few questions and so on. And I'm not looking for a job, so you know, I can't show you that, but you go there and click on that, okay? Then the most important aspect of building relationships is messaging, okay? And it's very important every single day. If you're going to join LinkedIn, you need to be taking a look at it, you know, perhaps for half an hour a day, depending. And I'll show you where you need to be posting an article and stuff like that. But messaging is like, you know, you're messaging people within LinkedIn, okay? And these that, you know, you can see that, you know, some people are quite interested. I still got to answer the LinkedIn lets you know that you haven't answered those, okay? And so you would go and you would answer them, and you would start building relationships through this process. And the person might only buy your product in a year's time. Okay, you've built a relationship. They know who you are. They read your blogs. They read your articles, and there's a warm feeling between the two of you and your product. And so you don't know. It's not going to be a quick sale coming to LinkedIn. It's not going to be a quick sale, but it's going to be a good sale in years to come if you start off the way you should. So you would message here. LinkedIn with the bell, like on most social medias, it just tells you, what's going on. And see, they're trying to sell me the premium. Now, I'm still on the free version. That's LinkedIn trying to do. And then LinkedIn lets you know who's celebrating birthdays. Okay? It's another opportunity to build a relationship. And you don't just say, send a message, happy birthday. That comes by default, and they know it's a default. And but now you got to say, call them by their name, and maybe something else. How's it going with your your company in the mining industry, wherever it is? And so you look down your activities. These are opportunities now to communicate with people, because you can show your support or whatever. Okay. So who's got the background noise there, Kim? Okay. That's it. So so the events, there's all sorts of activities that you could now take advantage of and become part and parcel of these things. Okay. All right, so that's on the top, that's notifications. And I've already shown you that your icon, your profile picture, brings you up to your profile, but it also brings you to, your settings. There's a lot to talk about settings. And I'm not sure if anybody in Get Set Up does an advanced course on LinkedIn. I don't think there is. So you need to find your way around settings yourself, and and underneath that is manage your posts and activities. Now, what I want to do, I want to just take you back to the home page again, and I want to show you finally how you would start a post. You see my cursor now right at the top of the page in the middle. You got your profile picture, and you start a post. And this can be a blog. A blog is like a short article, and it's going to be giving value. And so you can now click that, and up will come where you can write a blog. And you must use hashtags. Okay, hashtags will post your blog into those particular categories or groupings of people. I would imagine that there's one for like health, or for your affiliate marketing with food and so forth, or there might be something about immune system. So you would go searching for hashtags, and then you would use those hashtags, because you will get nowhere fast. I know if you don't use hashtags. So hashtags. If you don't use hashtags, only people who are following you or connected to you will get your post in their activity page, and they might not even read it. Okay, at least if it's going into different groupings in hashtags, there's a good chance that you can see it. So anyway, you can see the various options you can click on here, but this would be a quick blog, and I'm just going to close it now. The other, if you look down below that, is write an article. Now, you should be doing this pretty regularly, okay? Maybe at least once a month, okay? Write an article. And as I said to you, you can actually post it here in LinkedIn. So LinkedIn comes up and gives you a banner. You can upload a picture, a nice big picture banner in your article. You can click on the headline, and you can create a headline. And then you can write the article offline. You can do it in Microsoft Word on your computer if you want to, and then you can import it, or to copy and paste it even in here. And then, but you do have some, you can write it on here. And then when you've done it, everything's ready, you can click publish, okay? And that will take you to the publishing. So that all happens underneath here, okay? And that is like, brings me to the end of what I wanted to show you. We've been over
That article that you published, who is it directed to?
Okay, it's going to first and foremost be published on your homepage, okay, and people that are following you, it will be published on their activity page, okay, and then it will come and it will go. But if you put hashtags in, it will then also sit in those particular categories of those hashtags.
But you don't have to address who you're sending it to.
You can send it to specific people, okay? But in the beginning, as you're building, you want to build credibility, okay? But
Okay.
if you've written it specifically for a grouping only, then you can send it to that group as well, because there are hashtags, there are also different groups, and you see up here search. You can just search anything. You can search for people. You can search for whatever it is. Okay, if I click on tennis, for example, just look there. Okay, so there's tennis in jobs, there's tennis people, tennis coach, tennis channel, tennis Australia, tennis professional, tennis pro. I just type the word tennis in. Okay, so no matter what you type in, what your business is, you're going to find lots of possibilities to look at. And so if you click on, let's say, that one, it then immediately takes you to the home page of that. And they even got a hashtag that says play tennis. Okay. So yeah, that's their banner at the back, and I think it's a very good banner. Okay, but it's Tennis Australia, and so and you then go down and you see all the posts, and you now start getting linked up with that. Now, tennis is sort of an unusual aspect of, let's say, joining LinkedIn, but it's there. You can see how much there. You can see that Thomas is going to have a field of time just putting in tennis. Okay, and it doesn't matter what you're searching for. Okay, I just typed in the word stomach. Okay, now I'm thinking of Yvonne, for example. No stomach for cancer. Okay, stomach doctor, Debbie's Dream Foundation, and just look at those things, butterflies in the stomach. So you come in here, you're not pushing your product, you want to get in contact, you want to build relationships with people in these sort of organizations, Yvonne, okay?
Right.
And that's how you would find. And if anybody else who's wants to give me something to search for, besides Thomas and Yvonne, I can do that, but that's where you would go to and do it. Okay.
Thank you.
Pleasure. All right. Are there any more questions before we say good night to you and good day to me? Okay, great. Okay, nice to see you. So if there are no more questions, then I would say good night. Are any of you from Australia, by the way? I don't think you are you?
That's a Swan River in the background.
No, it is. You told me that before. That's my river.
Yeah, I have family in Mount Lawley.
Okay, yeah, but you must come and live here. And it's gorgeous, eh? Right on the Swan.
I've been there about 6 times.
Oh, lovely. Okay, right. All right, guys and girls and everybody else, cheers. Have a good evening, and we'll see you in another class.
Thank you.
Thank you. A very good class.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you,
Okay.
Have a good
everyone.
night.
Thank you,
Have a good night,
Michael.
everyone.
Yeah, okay, bye.